Welcome back to another episode. This episode probably will be the conclusion of this season with regard to building new sets. Unless I'm like really missing something, this is it from that first wave of Bionicles that I owned. I am gonna have a couple bonus videos about mocks and some historical things potentially that will still be included in this season, but yeah, this is the last new content, I guess. So yeah, Muaka, the mighty Muaka, the tiger, or maybe the jaguar. I don't really remember, but I think personally the single coolest rahi from this one, and for that two reasons. Number one, I mean, a tiger is badass, so that's cool. And then number two, look at these masks. We'll talk about this a bit more later on, but coolest mask, coolest animal. So yeah, let's get to it. So we'll put this back here and then we'll pour them out. So this is gonna be a teaser for like season 4 or something, I guess. That's just where I had space, I think. So yeah, if you know who this is, congratulations. Yep. So yeah, I'm sure like with other videos, there might be a couple pieces that get stuck around in here. I'll do my best. But yeah, I think for now, we're good. Oh, this piece, this is what I was looking for. So that's half of this guy, and here's the other half. So here we go. Yeah, I mean, let's just get into it a little bit with this mask. So this is the infected How. This was kind of like Makuta's mask, if you will. One of the only, or the only How, or the only mask that they made in an infected form. You know, in concept. Actually, it's kind of funny. We have them right here, but this is like a later part of Bionicle lore. This is a later aspect of Bionicle lore, is like, the Krata are the things that infected the mask, and that's, I imagine that's a retcon. But anyway, these get infected, and, in concept, there could be anyone that's infected, but the only ones that they released were these How. And the real interesting fact about this mask, actually, is that it's painted. Like, this is just a black How, like the, mask pack one. and then they hand painted these. So they're everyone is unique. I don't know how many there were made, but I think that this is like one of the most undervalued Lego masks. I think its value has started to go up recently, but in terms of rarity, both as a mask and as a Lego piece, there's things about this that are very unique. Right? I don't know of any other Lego pieces that are hand painted. So already right there, it's very unique. And then the fact that it is hand painted makes every single one of these masks slightly different. And then, it's it's the most iconic mask in Bionicle, and it's also it's Makuta's mask, in that first game. So it has a historical thing as well going. And so I think I lost the other one, but I have some extras, and so I'll go get those later in the video. So yeah, without further ado, let's get going here. My hope is that because I did this last time, that I'll have a better idea of like what to do this time, and things might be able to proceed a little more quickly, but you never know, right? Okay. I mean, I definitely think this so far, it's a lot easier to build, kind of knowing what to anticipate, what to expect. So, okay, we gotta find this piece. And I can never decide if that's good or bad, because it's like, on the one hand, it's like, oh, it goes quicker, right? But on the other hand, there's like way less novelty. I mean, I always felt that way with Lego, is like, the first time you build something, at times it's a little frustrating even, because you don't really know like what you're doing. And it can be a little annoying. Like, if sometimes, Lego really tries to make instructions clear, but sometimes things are a little hard to tell, like exactly where things are going. And then other times it's like you just can't find the piece that you need, or like you made a mistake earlier and like you used the piece that's the wrong color, and so the piece that you need is not around. Yeah, it's so anyway, my point is that sometimes sometimes it's more enjoyable to build for the first time, but sometimes it's more enjoyable to rebuild. And I always wonder, like with Lego, like what sort of quality control are they putting on, whether all the pieces actually come in the set. Because like for me, I don't know what that was about, but I used to always just stress and stress that like a piece wouldn't be here. I don't think it's ever happened. I imagine that they have like insanely good quality control on that. But there's definitely been cases where I couldn't find the piece that I needed, but it's always some other kind of issue. And what it really comes from is like when you build all your Lego and you have them all mixed up together, right? Eventually, and you're trying to rebuild it, and it's like you can't find this piece. At that point, it's like, well, sometimes you really did lose it, but sometimes it's like, no, this is just such a big bin full of Lego in it that it's in there somewhere. Sometimes I would build a whole set, never find the piece, and think I'd lost it, but then like years later, I would try rebuilding it again, and then the piece would be there. So, yeah, that's just a kind of Lego experience. Alright, I think I'm gonna move some of these bigger pieces over to the side here, so I have a clearer workspace. We know we don't need all of this until later. Anything yellow. Alright, there we go. So hopefully this is the last 3 long gray pin, because if it's not, I don't know what the last one is. Okay. All right, and we're gonna set this aside now. And build the, so this set is really composed of 2 mechanisms. It has this accordion mechanism, but then it has this other one. I didn't really focus on this in the last video because I think I didn't really understand it until I was messing around later. But what this is actually is it's what snaps the jaw shut. So you have the accordion that elongates the neck, right? And then this other thing, you know, the accordion would just like open the mouth, but then there needs to be this last thing that causes the mouth to close. So it's like reaching and grabbing. So it's two things actually that are working together. And I'm gonna highlight that more at the end of this video. But so that's what this is building here with this kind of weird gear and this like, you know, one single tooth gear as well. Proving difficult to find. Okay, so this must be it. Oh, okay, yeah, this is it. So we'll have to skip a couple steps because this is pre-built, and I don't feel like I'm building it. 5. So this is the right length. Okay, 6. Yes. You know those videos of like the man test, I guess, where it's like, oh, you give a guy like a drill, and it's like, oh, you're supposed to, you know, like try it, like test it, or like, oh, you give a guy a ball and he like bounces it. Yeah, I feel like there's been a lot of these in this instructions. All right. And so, yeah, we're gonna skip some more steps again just because it is pre-assembled. But here we go. It looks, I think this part of the mechanism here is complete. So this is the gear thing, and this is how it connects, I think, to the neck. All right. On to the next. Leave that right there and build this. All right. And so this piece, this sits here, and like the rubber band goes on here, and that's what controls like this angle of this. And so, or really of the gear actually. And so that's like what is the fundamental aspect that's underlying the like snap and close mechanism. And yeah, here we'll just to demonstrate this more is it goes into here, and it's like a little, sorry, one off. No. Yeah, and so it's not really trying to be like that. It needs to be down a little, and so that's what's pushing this, like in this manner. So we've got all of this, and then what we need to do next is to cap it off with this. And sort of close this up discreetly. And you'll see we have this, and it requires one more thing. Which is this. And since I haven't been doing it, like, we haven't really seen, but there would be a rubber band here that keeps these together. But I'm not gonna do that. And so here, we're gonna put this on. It's gonna go across these two. And so this is the whole accordion with this thing, which I think, if I remember correctly from last time, ends up wrapped under like this. We'll find out, I guess. No, it's literally the next step. Okay, so we've got this all good, and we're gonna take, we're gonna cover it back up now that we've sort of put everything in place. This will lock on here like so, and then we have a 4, 5, yeah, this, that goes here. And we have a couple pins to add, so one here and one next to it. There's something I missed last time, because in the instructions it only shows the second pin going in. Because look here, no pin, but it says 2x, so the other pin goes there. And so that's what I mean about, like, sometimes they're actually a little more confusing. Like, because what Lego's trying to do is, like, you know, save you time or something, but what it ends up doing is, like, you just assume everything that is changed will be highlighted, and that's not always the case. Alright, and now we're going to add these onto here. And that's what fixes this in place. Alright, set that down so I can focus a little more. So that's good. That's good, so here we go. So, I actually think this might be on the wrong side of the gear, which might be an issue. Yeah, I think that is bad. Let me step back one step. So before we plug this in, No, I think it is okay. It seems to be okay. At least per the instructions. Okay. Little diversion there. So put that here. And now we have to build the jaw, it looks like. That's what's going on here. Right. Yeah, and so, I mean, I'm sure you noticed last time, but this rahi build has 3 different sort of sets of rubber bands that dictate it. So it has, this one set, even more than that actually. So it has this one, right, which controls the sort of closing. It has those other 2, that is what this that we're building is for. So those function together to close the jaw. And then it has this set on the accordion that closes it. And then it has that final set on the play feature that knocks the legs off if you grab the mask out. Okay. So I don't know if that's like a record. I kind of doubt it, but I think maybe for this wave, it's the most. Page. Okay, here we go. I'm assuming this is, okay, it is the right length. Now the question is, where is the other one? Here we go. And the teeth. This will be the real test. Is so if you remember, that other guy did not have all his teeth. I had to go dig one out somewhere. But it looks like Muaka got that tooth priority. So, okay. I think that's enough, and now we connect it. Okay. So now it's all linked up. So we need to build this, and it kind of looks like this is it, pretty much pre-built. I don't need to mess with that too much. Oh, oops, so it does go on as part of this step. these are from the Rakshi. Alright, just tidy this up a little more here. Okay. So great, we got this. This. And so what I think I saw or remember is this is like one of the largest, I mean, it is the largest rahi. And so I think that makes it, you know, I mean, largest is a little subjective because I definitely think the boxers are taller, but what's going on here? So something is, I think I did something wrong. I definitely did something wrong. I think with this connection. Oh, okay. So it's not supposed to be connected to both of these. It's only connected to the lower one. All right, so quick fix. Yeah, that makes more sense because this should be free moving. I was kind of wondering what was going on there. Okay, great. Small issue. All right, and so we have this piece now can correctly go in here like it's supposed to. All right, fantastic. This goes like that. And at some point, this got put here. Looks like here. Okay. We're kind of constructing the skull of the tiger here. And so this. And here, so the nose or the snout is different. As we talked about last week, actually. Right, just like that right here. time to put the other side on. Just snaps right on. So we've got a lot of it here. And then time to build these, hold it in place. So we're gonna want all these pieces out again. And so this one, it's 3 of these little guys. We're gonna need these, which I did confirm these are the eye. And you wanna know how you can know that? Is here, they're glowing, both on this one and the other instructions. And so that's the eye, it's not like this hole there. At least that's what I'm going with. Let me put this on first. Oh, good. So I missed this step. So not just that on there, but also this this one here. Now that like stabilizes everything a little more. So that's good. And then, so it's actually all held in place by this, like so. And that fixes the whole head by putting these sort of, I don't know, temples, maybe is what you would call it, by placing those on. And now, our next one. Okay. Alright, and so this is the head. It is almost done. Looks like a snake now. A dragon. Cool. And we'll set this to the side entirely to work on this next mechanism. So this was the part that we really screwed up last time, if you remember. So we'll try not to make the same mistake this time. Alright, so like so. And then turn it over. Okay. These both go here. Oops. These go here. And this is the important part, is that it goes upside down on here. And then turn the page. Okay. I can't be blamed for screwing this up. It's like not held in, and then there's like 4 more steps before you lock it in. So who knows? But all right. I'm sure I just took apart something that I'm about to immediately rebuild. But that's how it goes sometimes. Okay, so this piece, it looks like this, and it has this on it, and then this on the other side. Okay. Nice. And I built 2. So, and this is a 4, right? It looks like a 4, yeah. Alright, so you got these. I got this. Alright. Alright, and so these 2 things, and now the crucial part is to get this right this time. And so I think I am getting it right. I have it was about, what I messed up was oh, right. So it is sort of held in place, I guess. Yeah, I'll take back my comment previously, but as long as this part is facing down, that's what I did wrong last time. Okay, and still something is wrong here. So this one I built backwards. But that's an easy fix right here, so. Yep, okay, good. Okay, finally. And now we start to put these on. And so this clips into the top, and then we'll support it with this later. And same thing on this side. And I don't know the origin of this piece. Like, I feel like this is not by original Bionicle piece. Like, this was in earlier Technic things, and it's kind of like a car foil or body or something like that. Yellow, really the thing about this yellow, I know white is the one that everyone talks about because white gets sun damage. But I was looking through these and the Jala, and it's like, the yellow is like so dirty. I imagine it's just the color yellow like picks it up more, but it's really like, yeah, yellow, huh? Bionicle yellow. I mean regular yellow, but yellow Bionicles. Okay, so we've got these on. This here. Didn't miss anything, clipped them in. So we're on this last step here, which is just these. Just got one. And where is the other? All right, and these go right side up. Like so, in the middle. Fantastic. And the rubber bands, which will skip. I think I'll have to just do another video later where we see what the rubber bands are like. I was, right before this video, I do have like a lot of bow rock, and those all have rubber bands, but they're all stretched out because they're just like, I never took them off. And so I was like thinking, because the issue with these rubber bands, right, is they're degraded. Like whatever rubber, oh yeah, see, they just broke. Whatever rubber this is, 25 years later, it's not doing so well. Which feels like an understatement. You know, this one, however, is better. I mean, this is like what I think when it's white like this, the Borak, the first wave were green. So I think this was like an Exotoa, or potentially even a much later, like a Rockshi wave, like yeah, like Takanuva or someone had that. But yeah, anyway, they were too stretched out, and so they actually weren't practical to use. It didn't really do anything. So I'll need to source some actual rubber bands, and I don't really know what the timeline for something like that is for me. But I'm on it. Hopefully it will happen. And we'll get to make another video, so that'll be fun. Alright, so here we go. It's looking like we're here, and now we're here, and now we're building this. Okay. It's funny, you can kind of see like from what pieces I have to like take out, like that like a lot of these had been like, oh, this, I just use this on the other side or something. All right. These look like 4s. Okay, that's a 5. And so this is what this 5 was used for. See, so it's like you can tell because it's worn here, which means it was rotated, and then it even has this still, but it's not worn in these middle two. So that's kind of cool. But actually, it'd probably be better to like repurpose it, right? So you don't end up like wearing everything. It's kind of like rotating your tires or something. Okay. And now we gotta put this on. And these treads, I have to say I'm not a fan at all. I might have said this last video, like at all. I don't like the treads. I think they're, I don't know. I get it. It's like bionicle, right? Like a machine and a whatever, but you know, it's a living machine. It's very that era, right? It's like something that you could understand like why it seemed so cool at the time of that kind of like late 90s, like early 2000s, like kind of an idea of like you like an android or whatever is kind of a concept that we think about more now, of like, oh, it's human but it's like living, or it's a human like machine, and so this is like that kind of era's like way of fusing those things, but it really feels very dated, I think, now. And I don't think that's bad. It's just like, it is what it is. All right. And so, but yeah, wheels, right? There's no wheels in nature. So, all right, we're on the home stretch, I think, here, right? It's just the arms now. And these, I remember, were like pretty straightforward when I built them the other time. And so we'll leave this guy down here. But maybe we'll spread this out here a little bit more. Okay. I wonder if this will have the same mistake as last time. We'll have to find out. But please comment if that was a mistake. Also, like, whoever's disliking these videos, like no one ever downvoted any of the Toa videos, but every Rahi video has gotten just one dislike. Just explain yourself, please. Like, is it Rahi that you don't like? Is it the longer video? Like, yeah, I'm, open to feedback. And my good news for you, if it is just one person, is this is the last one of these videos like that, so. All right, looking good. Looking really good. Okay. Yeah, the chirality or whatever. Yeah, I think that's very weird. Of these is a little difficult, but this, looks like that makes sense. All right. Now we're looking at it from the other way. I'd have to say these piping or tubing or whatever, I don't know. I didn't really think it really belongs. I don't think it really belongs in Bionicle. Like, I get it. It's kind of cool, and again, it's like with the whole Bionicle thing. I understand why, but it's just a little like, it's not as fun of a play element. I hope I did this right. Oh man. No, yeah, something's wrong here. So it's not getting all the way in. Oh, okay. All right. I just wasn't getting it in right. Okay. We got this. And so you know that it needs this spacer here so that it doesn't extend too far out, so that the mask can be like still on here. So great. And we'll put this right on here. And it is really starting to come together pretty nicely, huh? Now we're gonna build this other side. I'd say I'm like speed building, but I'm not. And I don't even think I need to be to make this video shorter than the last one. That video is quite long. I mean, famous last words, I'm sure, but yeah. Okay, so we got this, and we're gonna leave that there, and we're gonna assemble this. So we got this thing. All right, time to shine. Okay, and then we got this one. All right. Okay, so unless I'm not looking closely, I don't see the same error as last time in this instruction manual. So yeah, anyway, and what I'm realizing is I didn't do this step for this leg, so let's do that. And then this goes in here. And one thing I do really like about the Muaka is that it has, like, you know, these Technic pieces, or sorry, these system pieces are, because they're yellow on both of them, but this is actually yellow. And so it's always like, well, it just looks way better. It doesn't have these like weird sign things on it. And I did take a second to grab the other, so I bought a bunch of these at one point, because as I said, I think they're undervalued, but also they're really cool, which is the same thing. So I have these now. So both masks, and pretty soon I'll never know which one was mine and which one was some random person on Bricklink or eBay. I don't even know. Okay, so this is great, and yeah, I was like, what am I missing? It seems like something else is missing too. Where was this? That's not a good. Oh, okay. Right here on the back. Easy. These should be straightforward enough. Okay, and this side goes out. Okay. So this I know is from, because I color swapped. I had to go grab a gray one of these. So not worried about that. I think these are from the Rakshi. There's, I think, a way we can tell. So for starters, it's like if there was a missing spacer somewhere, it would be obvious on here. So I'm gonna rule out that this is an issue as well. And then yeah, that's right. This is the turning mechanism on the Rakshi. So that's where these are from. And I'm just gonna assume the same with all of this. So here we go. Yeah, Muaka. Yeah. So as I was saying, here I'm gonna take these off for a second just to talk more about it. As you can kind of see, right? You have these. The way that this mechanism works is that these things are held together, and until like, this can push over there, and then it slips past this gear essentially and snaps it shut. So that's one mechanism, is the jaw, but the main one is the neck. So you have the neck, or the neck, which as the neck activates, it opens the jaw. So you have the neck that goes out, and then the jaw shuts when these like clip back together. So pretty sophisticated, I think. And here, let me get the other one, and so we'll really sort of understand it. Is what's happening is you have is that it reaches out, opens, and then grabs like around this, and then it retracts, and the idea is it pulls this out, and then this other mechanism, if you remember, now that this is missing, holding it in, this pushes that out. And so it's really three kind of things that form one play feature. So yeah. Muaka, put this away for a second, and I'll reassemble these guys so we can talk about them together. So Kane Ra or Kane Ra, actually not sure. I think Kane sounds more, villainous, but it probably is Kane. That's kind of my understanding with the Bionicle is a lot of that stuff. It's whatever, those Polynesian languages that they're all lifted from. You pronounce all those vowels. So, yeah, here we go. The two, definitely. So we'll just I'll talk really quickly, or whatever, about this as a set. It's a cool set, I think. Definitely the best rahi set. It's interesting that, unlike every other rahi set, these are two different animals, right? A bull and a tiger, or jaguar, a big cat of some variety. And then is this a cow? Is this a water buffalo? I don't really know. But bull and jaguar, but the Muaka. I always think of it as a tiger because these masks are kind of striped like a tiger. And then, yeah, I think I started to say this in the last video, but thinking about these masks, you know, we have Vakama's mask and Tahu's mask in like infected colors. It would have been really cool because this is a black How that they painted, hand painted. What if they had hand painted this Huna? That'd be cool. They didn't, but still, it's and then you have the same color palette of like the Fire Village, which is, I don't know, neither here nor there. I think it's also interesting that this piece is in this set in yellow, and so if you wanted to, you could you would have to swap the nose too, but you could make a yellow bull, and so I don't know if I'll do that at some point, but you could get another. I guess you would need 2 sets. I don't really want to take this apart right now, but you could swap the colors, and you can't do it the other way around unless you bought these in red, which I don't know. Probably they do make, but I didn't look into that for this video. So yeah, here we are with our 2 guys. I need rubber bands. All right. Thanks for watching.